Buckle up, everyone, for this deep dive. We're going to be talking all about lightweight hiking backpacks. You know you've got those trails to hit. And I know you're looking for the right pack to help you get there. But real quick, before we get into the thick of it, click that link in the description. That'll take you to the full article that's fueling this deep dive. Okay, so what's the mission today?
I think we got to figure out how to balance comfort and how well these things work. And maybe even a little bit of style. Without completely emptying your wallet. We're talking everything. Ultralight packs, your classic day packs, and I gotta say, some of these designs and features we're gonna unpack. Seriously, cool stuff.
I think what really gets me is how lightweight doesn't automatically mean,
Yeah.
losing features or sacrificing durability. There's been so much innovation with the materials and design. It's almost like a whole new category of gear compared to even just a few years ago.
I've always kind of wondered, how much of a difference does the weight actually make on the trail? Is a couple of ounces really going to make or break things? Yeah, that's a good question. And it really depends on you and the kind of hiking you're doing. For just casual day hikes, a few ounces might not be a huge deal, but if you're logging some serious miles, you're dealing with some pretty tough terrain, those ounces can definitely add up, and that's going to impact your energy. And how comfortable you are overall, the article we're looking at, actually, it highlights this 2-pound threshold for ultralight packs. But it's really clear that going ultralight usually means you're making some trade-offs. You might have to give up a bit of space. Or some of that durability to hit that super low weight.
So it's not just about getting the lightest thing you can find, but finding what works for you. Speaking of finding what works, this article kicks off with a top 10 list of lightweight backpacks, kind of like the greatest hits you know.
Oh, for sure. And it really shows how much variety there is now. We're not talking about your grandpa's nylon sack anymore. These packs are loaded with features. Clever little organization pockets, special compartments for water bladders and trekking poles.
Okay, let's get into it. Give me some examples. The article highlights this SkyY SBR 20L hiking gay pack. It's one of their top picks. Seems like a great fit for, day hikes. It's got a pretty light design and a well-thought-out system of pockets. No more rummaging for trail mix at the bottom of the bag.
That's a big thing now, that organization. In lightweight backpack design, you're carrying less overall, so making the most of that space is crucial. Having designated spots for your gear, it keeps things neat and tidy, but it also helps with how the weight's spread out, which can be a game changer for comfort, especially on longer hikes.
All right, up next, we got the Uselike 10L small hiking backpack. This one. I'm thinking it's designed for those hardcore minimalists out there. Super ultralight, perfect for those shorter hikes. And get this thing folds up small enough to fit in your pocket.
It really shows how far they're pushing things with these lightweight materials. That pack is definitely what we're calling ultralight, but kind of makes you wonder, why would you pick a pack that small?
Yeah, I'm curious too, is it just like a braggy rights kind of thing?
Yeah,
look how little I can carry.
Well, there's definitely some of that, especially in the ultralight community. But there are some practical reasons too. Ultralight packs are ideal for, fast-paced hiking, trail running, or when keeping that weight down is really important, like if you're through hiking or mountaineering.
Okay, that makes sense. It's all about matching your gear to what you're doing and what you want to achieve.
All right, last one in our top 3, the Biko Jada Ultralight Day Pack. This one's got some really unique features, like pockets built right into the straps.
Yeah.
And it even comes with a survival whistle.
Yeah. I love that they added those features. Without making it bulky or heavy, that whistle is a smart move.
Yeah.
Especially if you're going off the beaten path. It's like, be prepared, but don't weigh yourself down. The article goes on and on about 7 other backpacks. But we won't bore you with every little detail. There are some seriously cool options out there, folks. But instead of drowning in product descriptions, let's shift gears a little and jump into the buying guide section. That's where the real gems are. What stood out to you as the most important things to think about when you're choosing a lightweight backpack?
I think for me, it's about understanding the trade-offs when it comes to capacity. The article mentions that sweet spot of 15 to 30 liters for day hikes, but they also say some ultralight hikers try to go even lower than that.
So are you saying less isn't always more?
Exactly.
Yeah.
With a smaller pack, you really got to think about what you bring, which is great if you want to minimize weight. But if you need to bring more stuff for safety or comfort, shoving it all into a tiny pack can get uncomfortable and make it tough to organize.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's all about that balance between minimalism and actually being able to use the thing. What about weight? I know the article says to aim for under 2 pounds for a truly lightweight experience, but does that actually make a big difference out on the trail?
It's not just about the total weight. but also how it's distributed. That's where frame types come in. The article doesn't really dive into this, but traditionally, larger packs use those external frames to shift the weight to your hips, makes them more comfortable for carrying heavier loads. But now, modern lightweight packs, they often use internal frames, or even no frame at all, which are lighter, but they might not spread the weight as well.
So if you're carrying a heavier load, maybe an internal or frameless pack isn't the best way to go.
I mean, it depends. It depends on the specific pack and how it's designed. Some internal frame packs are really well made and can handle a surprising amount of weight, but it's something to keep in mind, especially if you've had back problems in the past, or if you're planning to pack a lot of gear. The key is finding a pack that fits your body well.
And we haven't talked about yet.
Oh, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
We've been really focused on the technical side of things. But what about the emotional side of choosing a backpack?
Yeah.
This is going to be your companion on all your adventures.
Right.
Shouldn't there be some kind of spark, some kind of connection?
That's an interesting way to look at it. You're right. We often get caught up in the specs and features that we forget about the personal connection we can have with our gear.
Exactly. It's like finding the right pair of hiking boots. Sure, they need to fit well and give you support, but they also need to feel good. You know what I mean? Like they're part of you, helping you conquer those trails with confidence and style.
I get it. When you find that perfect fit, it becomes more than just a piece of equipment. It becomes part of your story, a symbol of your adventures.
And that's what I want our listeners to take away today. Don't just settle for a backpack because it ticks all the boxes. Find one that speaks to you, one that makes you excited to get out there. Because when you're out there, surrounded by nature, you want to feel like you're in harmony with your gear, not like it's weighing you down.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. It's all about finding that balance between what works and what feels right.
And, when you find a backpack that you really connect with, it can actually change how you pack and hike.
Oh, absolutely.
How so?
Well, when you love your backpack, you take care of it. You're not going to just throw it around or overload it. You're going to be more careful about what you put in it.
So, that emotional connection can actually inspire you to pack lighter and make smarter choices about your gear.
Exactly. It's about respecting your gear and realizing it's a part of you, not just something to carry stuff.
I like that. Creating a partnership with your backpack, not like it's your servant or something.
Yeah. And when you have that kind of relationship with your gear, it makes the whole hiking experience better. It becomes more about the journey and connecting with nature, less about just lugging stuff around.
That's a great point. And speaking of the journey, I think it's time to wrap up our deep dive into lightweight hiking backpacks.
It's been fun exploring this with you and with everyone listening. We've covered a lot, from all of the technical details to the emotional side of picking the right pack.
Yeah. And I hope we've given you some things to think about. As you go on your own backpack hunt, remember, there's no perfect backpack for everyone. It's about finding what works for you, your body, and how you like to hike.
For sure. Trust your gut. Do your research. Yeah. And don't be afraid to try on a few different packs before you decide.
Yeah. And most importantly, have fun out there. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about.
Absolutely. Happy hiking, everyone.
And hey, don't forget to click the link in the description to check out the full article. It's got even more tips and info. Until next time, keep exploring and keep those packs light.